So I'll read my Dave Matthews Band comment sections and I'll see this comment from time to time. Sohum, you need to stay wasting time no more. This is the number 40th time you've wasted time. You need to wear a long black veil and do some true reflections. I swear to God, I read this one 0 times ever. I just came up with that on the spot. That's how I know my brain is on fire today. We're going to be doing a 4-in-1 reaction to all of those 4 songs by the Dave Matthews Band. I hope you guys are excited for these, but before we do jump in, a massive thank you to Craig the Resonant for making this donation request and this reaction possible. As always, Craig, I appreciate you so much. But now let's jump in, starting with number 40 and Long Black Veil. I really think I'm clever for that intro.
Tables turned again. You, my friend, you and I face each other time and time out. I know that's sometimes hard, but knowing just how that we will get along till we're old and gray and doubled up, we'll sit and laugh of times we're hard, laugh of times when we thought all it would end, it all was over. But then again, I know that I'm your age.
Oh, interesting progression.
All life, oh my friend, it'll be you until the end with me, always, always.
Oh.
Always,
Just the man, his voice, and an acoustic guitar. Happens to be Dave, but not just a man, I guess. So that's number 40, I believe, because it's a short and sweet song. The penultimate track before number 41. So maybe this will transition to Long Black Veil here, which I believe to be a cover. He's so good at his guitar, man.
Years ago, on a cold, dark night, someone was killed beneath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me.
That's not good.
She walks these hills in a long black veil.
This is really new.
She visits my grave when the night winds wail.
Oh.
Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me.
I love the way these vocalists are complementing Dave's voice. They're creating this like warbly effect underneath him. And around, I guess.
Is your alibi. If you were somewhere else, then you won't have to die. Well, I said not a word, though it meant my life. For I've been in the arms of my best friend's wife.
They're dancing.
Oh, she walks these hills in a long black veil.
I think the long black veil, it's a widow's veil, right? It symbolizes being a widow, I'm pretty sure. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Oh, now the scaffold is high, eternity is near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear.
I'm so invested in the story.
Oh, sometimes at night when the cold winds moan in a long black veil, she cries over my bones.
My bones, right?
Oh, she walks these hills in a long black veil.
Wow, I love the way that is couched.
When the night winds wail.
That is just uplifting.
Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me.
And here's Stefan, right? He's adding that fatherly love to this track. Oh. The young energy from Carter. And the mournful energy from Dave. Because he's acting as the ghost in this situation. The husband who passed. See, this is the kind of music they should play in elevators. And that is actively me disrespecting current elevator music. I would love to hear instrumentals like this.
Oh, she walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me.
That's the ultimate tragedy, because she's just suffering in silence
Nobody knows,
by her lonesome.
nobody sees, nobody knows but me.
This is like an idea that I've kind of thought of that, like, just even thinking about makes me eternally sad. But when you love somebody and you marry them, you spend your whole life together, multiple decades, right? 30, 40, 50 years. There's many long, long lasting marriages. And when, death finally comes to one of you, that is your best friend. That is literally your life taken away from you. And to mourn, I don't even know the level of pain I would feel. That level of grief it's so troublesome. And that's why it's so sad that you're also, and in this story, she's alone in this circumstance too. Not only did she lose her husband, but seemingly there's nobody else around who even understands that she's going through this. Where is the support system? And that is like an ultimate fear. And many of us face that, by the way. That is a reality many people live. Because nobody understands or cares to. Not to make it even more sad, but it's a powerful song.
Nobody knows,
That's gentle.
Nobody knows.
Oh wow.
Nobody knows.
Her voice like echoes.
But me.
It feels like voluminous.
Nobody knows but me.
Oh, I was gonna say her voice is so bright, and then she goes for those highs. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh. I love the addition of these backup vocalists.
Nobody knows.
Distinct voices, all three.
Nobody. Nobody. Nobody knows.
Oh, it's buttery gentle. Is that a thing? No. Bit of a breathiness too. Nobody. I believe Craig referred to these as the lovely ladies. Apt description.
The lovely ladies.
Oh, there you go. That's their name. Dave's facial expression always looks like he's scheming. Not always, but sometimes. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Oof. I like performances like that where they invite other musicians, singers, instrumentalists, whatever it is, and add something to the already complicated, interesting mix of DMB. Because, like, on the outside looking in, how do you inject yourself into that paradigm without, like, structurally changing their songs? Now, Long Black Veil, that isn't a DMB song, but it sure sounded like one, and the presence of the backup vocalists also felt very natural and easy. It was a very seamless, addition. Now, again, this is coming from somebody who hasn't heard the original Long Black Veil. So I'm then just like running the thought experiment in my mind. If I were to look at like the DMB of 2013 or the DMB of 2023 till the present, what additions could you make? Like, is there an avenue to explore that would add more without like sacrificing parsimony? I think that's a question I'll pass off to you. Let me know if you think if you could add one component to the average DMB performance, what would it be? I'd be very curious to know what your opinions are on that. But let's check out the second song here. This is True Reflections. And I believe all of these songs are going to feature the lovely ladies. So let's pay attention for that.
what's looking at you.
This is Boyd, not Dave.
Now that you've seen your true reflection,
Is that Dave who entered?
what on earth are you gonna do?
No, that's the lovely ladies.
Find some inspiration.
Yeah. Where's Dave? He's not
It's down
singing.
deep inside of you. I'm in your situation, yeah. The whole life is ahead of you. The whole life is ahead of you. Remember the time you hung out with the boys now. Remember the things you used to say.
Dude, this is the first time I've ever heard Boyd just sing solo. Usually he's harmonizing or just adding some thickness to whatever Dave is singing. This is the Boyd show right now.
I thought by now you'd be the president. But after all there was yesterday, you've had time to go out in the world now. But you chose to run away. When people ask you what you're doing now, you don't even know what to say. Find some inspiration. It's down deep inside of you. Live your situation, yeah. Your whole life is ahead of you. Your whole life is ahead of you. Find some inspiration. It's down deep inside of you. In your situation, yeah. Your whole life is ahead of you. Your whole life is ahead of you.
It's very true. Oh wow. Full takeover from Boyd.
You think your life is like a movie
Wow.
where it all works out in the end.
So Dave is not singing at all.
I think your life is like a test. Where does it go? Where does it begin? When you look into a mirror, when you look into a mirror,
There he is.
do you like what's looking at you? Do you like it? Now that you
That's interesting. If that's the first time he showed up in the mix here, for him to like sing on the line of being in the mirror.
into a mirror, when you look into a mirror, do you like what's looking at you?
It's like an echo from the future.
Now that you've seen your true reflection, what on earth are you gonna do? Find some inspiration. It's down deep inside of you. In your situation, yeah. Your whole life is ahead of you. Your whole life
delay over the top. Get a keys solo. We don't normally get that. Some nice punchy bass here too. This is a takeover track. Holy wow.
It's down deep inside of you. Find some inspiration. It's down deep inside of you. Find some inspiration. It's down deep inside of
the way those layers are just layering. Dude. I didn't talk much during that track. There's too much to point out. And I'm really loving the fact that we got a separate keys solo, sax solo, because those elements were sticking out to me in kind of minor ways throughout the mix. But obviously at the beginning, the majority of my attention was going to Boyd being like the protagonist and wondering where Dave is. And then when Dave appears, it's like, oh, there's one of the hedgehogs. There's one of the, or not hedgehogs, one of the groundhogs that appeared and popped up and then slid back down again, is hiding from the sun. And so many of the instruments in this performance especially, they popped in and out of the mix and in and out of my like immediate attention. I guess what would that term be? Like random access memory or something? RAM on your computer. So it's immediately in front of me. They appear, my mind goes to it. I enjoy what I'm hearing, and then it kind of goes away. And as the song progressed, we got more moments of Dave. We got more moments of keys. We got more moments of sax and Leroy. And I'm really, again, glad we got that huge sax solo, because melodically, a lot of what I felt was driving the song besides the vocals was actually those little saxophone checkpoints. So then to fully live in that world for a minute and a half there, and then all culminating into this beautiful sing-songy feel, and then everything gets stripped back and we end on that high note. It's just another journey, man. Every song is just dynamic. It's unpredictable to say the least, and another good one, another really good one. Let's end the reaction with Stay Wasting Time. Hopefully you feel like I didn't waste your time today. If you feel that way, drop a like. That's my humor for you.
Oh, we were walking just the other day.
The rhythms are not easy here.
Outside, you could Friday.
But we're in 4/4.
Remember you were talking, and I watched as sweat ran down your face. Reached up and I caught it at your chin. Licked my fingertips. We were just wasting time.
There they are again, lovely ladies.
Nothing for the fun, a little taste of a good life. Whether right or wrong makes us wanna stay for a while. Then later on, the sun began to fade, and then, well, the clouds rolled over like...
Let me go back. I'm getting overwhelmed.
Then later on, the sun began to fade.
It's, yeah, my mind is like focusing on acoustic guitar melody and Dave's vocal phrasing, the way he's like quickening certain syllables and elongating others. He's like dancing around the measures in a way that feels like he's stretching and then springboarding forward and then stretching again, and back and forth he goes. But then there's these like interim periods where it is like a steady digestible cadence. Not that it's all not digestible, but it's complicated, man.
The sun began to fade. And then, well, the clouds rolled over our head, and it began to rain. Oh, we were dancing, mouths open, we were splashing, and the tongue taste. And for a moment, this good time would never end. You and me, just wasting time. I was kissing you, kissing me, love, from a good day into the moonlight. And now a night so fine makes us wanna stay for a while. Makes you wanna this thing when it all rolls by. What a day. And I wanna stay for a while.
This melody is like somehow complicated yet not.
just roping you, rolling in my mind. Stay a while. Oh, come on. I wanna stay, 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 stay for a while.
Wow. Stay Wasting Time and what was the previous one? True Reflections, both were very like complicated in terms of mix and dynamics. I mean, I felt like there was so much happening, especially in Stay Wasting Time. Just around and around and around we go, passing the baton from musician to vocalist to instrument, just back and forth. And it's cyclical, kind of to like, I guess, make the physical analogy with the coffee ring or coffee cup rings in the album artwork. But I really do think the addition of the Lovely Ladies adds a unique element that isn't per se missing, but I think it adds just a unique coloring to the Dave Matthews Band. It feels a little bit more soulful in certain moments. It feels a little bit softer in the vocals in other places, because there's a difference in a male's voice versus like 3 female voices that all have different timbres and can create a beautiful resonance either collectively or individually. So when they do come together in this confluence, it really strengthens Dave singing if he's singing at the same time. If he's not, it still sounds beautiful in isolation because they all have pleasant voices. So it adds that softness. And also another like term I would throw is definitely breathiness too. In moments where you could just sing the pitch, there's a way to sing the pitch and add the effect of more breathiness. And that breathiness does something. It like adds more gel to the mix. It kind of fills in any of the missing gaps. If you were to sing one specific frequency without any breathiness and the rest of the mix was very gainy and didn't have any width to it, then what you would hear is like something that feels not really well mixed and mastered. It would feel very raw, demo-esque, and the individual instruments, though are being played well and articulated well and even arranged well, may not fit together as well as you may think. That's why, mixing and mastering is such an underrated but important skill in music production and performance engineering in general. It's all it all adds up. These are not like nickels and dimes you can ever look over. So that all to say, they fit really well into what DMB has, And if I were to like imagine the counterfactual of if these songs didn't have them, besides like the obvious structural issues that may be the case, then you would get more extended instrumental sections, or Dave would have to take the mantle up again, or Boyd maybe. And it would just be a bit of a heavier track in that sense. Again, nothing wrong with it, but it is a different shade, right? What is the thing from Deep Purple, different shades of purple? This is different shades of the Dave Matthews Band. And earlier I was mentioning elevator music. I hope you didn't take that the wrong way. I was thinking more in line of like the instrumental section of that song. That reminded me a little bit of like what elevator music could aspire to. Because the infrequent times nowadays when I am in elevators, because I just tend to opt for the stairs to get my steps in and all that good stuff, I hear this terrible, boring, redundant, useless music. It actually annoys me more than it helps take my mind off of the elevator experience. Maybe there's a reason for that. I haven't looked into the science behind elevator music. I just know that it sucks. Anyways, rant over. I hope y'all enjoyed the reaction today. If you did and would like to make a request yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.